On January 29, 2024, Vladimir Putin sat down with American journalist Tucker Carlson for a wide-ranging 2-hour interview, sparking heated debate. While the conversation covered various topics, the discussion primarily centered around the ongoing war in Ukraine and its broader geopolitical implications. Let's dissect the key points and controversies surrounding this controversial interview between Putin and Carlson today on Behind the Date. Without any further ado, let's dive into it quickly. Vladimir Putin's recent interview with Tucker Carlson ignited fierce debate due to his controversial comments surrounding the war in Ukraine. Let's delve into the 3 key issues that dominated the discourse. The first will be justifying the invasion. When asked about the Russia-Ukraine war and what is it necessary, or it's just a display of Russian power to the world, Putin reiterated his reasons for launching the war, claiming it was necessary to protect Russian speakers in Ukraine and prevent its membership in NATO. However, it's crucial to note that these justifications are widely disputed by the international community. But we know it's just Putin's pretexts for Russia's expansionist ambitions. Second will be negotiating a path forward. While expressing openness to negotiations, Putin attached significant preconditions deemed unacceptable by Ukraine and its allies. He demanded recognition of Crimea as Russian territory and Ukrainian neutrality, essentially stripping Ukraine of its sovereignty and geopolitical choices. These demands effectively render negotiations a non-starter, raising concerns about Russia's true commitment to resolving the conflict peacefully. The third and most important takeaway is the looming threat of escalation. This is a provocation. I do not understand why American soldiers should fight in Ukraine. These were the exact words of the Russian president. Putin issued a stark warning regarding potential escalation, suggesting a very serious global conflict could erupt if the West increases its involvement in the war. This statement has fueled anxieties about the war spilling over beyond Ukraine's borders, potentially impacting global security and stability. Whether this serves as a genuine warning or a strategic tactic to deter Western support for Ukraine remains a matter of intense debate. In his interview, Putin launched a multi-pronged attack on the West. He accused them of ignoring Russia's security concerns, particularly their opposition to NATO expansion near its borders. He also claimed Western actions, like supplying arms to Ukraine, fueled the conflict. Despite crippling sanctions impacting the Russian economy, Putin downplayed their effectiveness, asserting Russia would adapt and overcome. This statement could be interpreted as an attempt to project strength or a genuine belief in Russia's resilience. Facing criticism over human rights and democratic practices, Putin asserted Russia is a democracy and countered with accusations of Western hypocrisy. He pointed to issues like drone strikes and foreign interventions to deflect criticism. These critiques raise important questions. Did the West truly disregard Russia's security concerns? Are the sanctions truly ineffective? Are these accusations simply tactics to deflect from Russia's own actions? It's crucial to consider diverse perspectives and analyze available evidence before reaching conclusions. Remember, this interview sparked heated debate due to its controversial nature. Different individuals view these pronouncements through different lenses, depending on their stance on the war and their perception of Russia's actions and motives. Putin reiterated his long-standing opposition to NATO expansion, particularly near Russia's borders. He accused the West of ignoring their security concerns and fueling tensions. He criticized the current global order as dominated by the West, questioning its legitimacy and promoting a multipolar world with Russia as a major player. Putin downplayed the impact of Western sanctions on Russia, portraying them as ineffective and showcasing Russian resilience. Interestingly, the Russian president emphasized the growing partnership with China, portraying it as a strategic counterbalance to the West and highlighting economic and military cooperation. Not just this, he expressed Russia's interest in maintaining stability in the region, mentioning interventions in Syria and Libya as necessary to counter Western hegemony. He also acknowledged growing Russian involvement in Africa, citing partnerships in resource extraction and security cooperation. Putin reiterated Russia's nuclear doctrine, suggesting a willingness to use nuclear weapons if its core interests are threatened. Putin's overall tone was assertive and defensive, portraying Russia as a powerful nation standing up to a hostile West. He aimed to project strength and resilience despite the ongoing war and sanctions. While Putin's latest interview with Tucker Carlson primarily focused on the war in Ukraine and other geopolitical issues, he did briefly touch upon his views on AI. However, his comments in this particular interview were less extensive than some of his previous pronouncements on the topic. He conceded that AI is making significant progress and recognized its potential to significantly alter the world. Putin mentioned specific fields like genetics and AI as areas experiencing rapid advancements, highlighting the need for careful consideration and regulation. Although Putin has publicly acknowledged AI's potential to revolutionize various fields, including medicine, economics, and transportation, he recognizes it as a key driver of future development and has invested in advancing Russian AI research. In a 2019 speech, he declared, "Whoever leads in AI will rule the world." This statement underlines his understanding of AI's strategic importance, but this time, he saw AI as a threat. Interestingly, Putin has compared AI to nuclear weapons, highlighting its potential destructive power. He suggests humans must maintain control and prevent AI from exceeding human capabilities or values. Putin echoed his previous stances, calling for international cooperation and collaboration to establish ethical guidelines and regulations for AI development. It's crucial to note that his comments on AI in this interview were relatively brief and did not delve into specifics compared to some of his earlier pronouncements. Focusing solely on this interview might not provide a complete picture of his evolving views on AI. Vladimir Putin's latest interview with Tucker Carlson ignited a firestorm of debate, weaving a complex tapestry of justifications, accusations, and warnings concerning the war in Ukraine and broader geopolitical issues. While some interpret his statements as genuine concerns and strategic insights, others view them as veiled threats, propaganda, and attempts to deflect blame. Regardless of individual interpretations, one thing remains clear. This interview offered a glimpse into the mind of a powerful leader navigating a world fraught with tension and uncertainty. His justifications for the war, accusations against the West, and warnings of potential escalation demand careful consideration and analysis. Well, now this brings us to the end of the video. Stay tuned to BTD for more such videos on geopolitics and powerful leaders.